What is going on, Razorback fans? I know it has been a minute since I've made a video, but football season is right around the corner and it's time to roll out those predictions. Week 1, Arkansas vs. UAPB in Little Rock. UAPB is coming off a rough season after finishing 2-9. Not too much to say for the Lions. I expect them to put some points on the board, but the Hogs will walk out of this one easily at 1-0 in Little Rock. Week 2 versus Oklahoma State in Stillwater on ABC, the new home of the SEC, and first game on ABC for the Hogs in 10 years. This is a very talented team with 20 returning starters and the top running back in all of college football with Ollie Gordon. The Cowboys do have a test with one of the kings of the SES, the South Dakota Jackrabbits, in the first week, which is something to keep an eye out. If the Razorbacks want to set a tone for a successful season, they will need to walk out of Stillwater with a win. Just don't think the Hogs can get it done, which sets them at 1-1. Week 3, the Hogs make their debut in Fayetteville versus the UAPB Blazers. The Blazers come off a 4-8 season with a tough fight against Georgia last season. Not too much to say. Second-year head coach Trent Dilfer will be tested, yet the Hogs will be too much for the Blazers, putting the Hogs at 2-1. Week 4 versus the Auburn Tigers. The Hogs have a tough challenge on the road. The Hogs have a chance to head into this game at 3-0 with major momentum. The Tigers have had the Hogs' numbers over the years, but yet the last time the Hogs stepped into Jordan-Hare, the Hogs walked out with the win. Sam Pittman knows what it's like to walk into tough environments, which this will be. Auburn is a talented team with 11 returning starters. Jordan-Hare is a tough challenge, but I have the Hogs walking out with a win, 3-1. Week 5 versus the Aggies. This will be the 5th different stadium the Hogs will have played in, which is just insane to think about. It's also the first of 3 straight games that Arkansas will play against a preseason top 25 team. The Aggies return starting QB Connor Wingman, who got injured last year, but is going to be a fresh start for the A&M Aggies under new head coach Mike Elko. I see this game being close as it usually is, but the Aggies will walk out with a win, 3-2. Week 6, the Hogs face their toughest challenge yet, the Tennessee Volunteers. Seems like anytime these two meet, it's always a fun matchup, just not in football either. The Hogs currently have a 3-game winning streak against the Vols, and the last time we saw the Vols in Fayetteville, we were treated with some Houdini magic. The Vols have a very young, talented team with returning 8 starters. Hogs will be challenged with talented quarterback Nico Imalivia as he steps into a tough SEC environment. Will be a close game, but the Vols sneak out with a win, 3-3. Week 7, the Hogs come off their first bye week with the LSU Tigers in town. LSU will come in after which will be a tough game against the Rebels the week prior. The Tigers have had one of the best offenses last year. Defense can't say much the same. Going to have to put some pressure on the Tigers online while I have one of the best offensive tackles with Will Campbell and Emory Jones. This will be a game Hog fans will have circled on their calendars. It's a close one every year, and it will be this year too, but I have the Tigers walking out with a win, 3-4. Week 8, Hogs head into the road in Starkville. When it comes to SEC media polls, there's just 2 teams under Arkansas, and the Bulldogs are one of them. They are tied with Washington and lowest returning players at just 2. The Cowbells always make it a challenge, but the Hogs will walk out with a win, 4-4. Week 9, the Razorbacks head home for week 1 of their 3-game home stretch as they host the Ole Miss Rebels. You have to head all the way back to 2008 to see the last time the Rebels beat Arkansas in Fayetteville. When these two meet on the field, it's just always must-watch TV. Pittman and Kiffin are tied in the series against each other at 2-2. Rebels returned 13 starters as well with talented QB Jackson Dart, but there is something about that Fayetteville magic against the Rebels. Give me the Hogs in an upset, 5-4. Week 10, the Razorbacks get their second bye week before they face their hardest challenge yet, the Texas Longhorns. Texas is coming off a great season after making a trip to the College Football Playoff. Hogs will be challenged with Heisman frontrunner Quinn Ewers as well as 9 other returning starters. Who can forget that magical night in 2021 when the Hogs gave the Longhorns a good old SEC welcome when they ran over for 300 yards. There's always a chance for an upset, but yet these two teams are very different. The Hogs will put up a fight, but just not enough. Texas walks out with a win. The Hogs get to eat their cupcakes as the Louisiana Tech comes into town. These two faced off in the season opener back in 2016 as the Hogs nearly escaped. That was a great team they had. Not so much this year, coming off a 3-9 season. Not much to say for the Bulldogs. Hogs walk out with a win heading into rivalry week 6-5. Week 12, Hogs come into rivalry week versus the Missouri Tigers, returning a good amount of starters at 13. The Tigers feature key players like Brady Cook and Luther Burden. Two of the past trips in Columbia for the Hogs have both resulted in just 2-point losses. Hogs will give the Tigers a run for their money, but the Tigers will walk out with a win, 6-6. And that's it. I have the Hogs going 6-6. This is a really underlooked team, super talented wide receiver group, and a tough running back room, and what's going to be a fun to watch Taylon Green and a much improved O-line. This is a team I could see winning up to 8 games, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see 4 either. But I have the Hogs right in the middle, finishing 6-6. Make sure to subscribe for more Razorback content. Let me know your predictions in the comments below. Thank you all for watching, and go Hogs.